What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake NBA DFS Early Look. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed below, or directly at WiseTake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Projections, cheat sheets, foreplays, parlay these fast breaks, Slack chat if you're a monthly member or higher. In our pre-lock Wise stream, Monday through Friday, we go live for our members. Start about 45 minutes prior to lock, take you up till lock to try to keep you updated. It's a real community vibe. Shout out to MD for the other day. I'm a little late on the shout out, but not a lot of people had the official news of Patrick Williams being out before lock. And one of our members, one of our very, very good members who's constantly contributing to the Slack chat, was able to locate that news and let everybody on the Wise stream and in the Wise stream chat know prior, in advance, like well before a lot of other people reacted, which was big, and that's what this is all about. That community vibe to help you perfect your craft. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit the notifications bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the free content we put out on these platforms. We do a lot of free content. I said do. We will continue to. All we ask in return is to get some likes, some comments, some feedback, some positive vibes. We appreciate it. It goes a long way around here. This is going to be a quick show. 3 games. We'll go position by position as we always do. Steph Curry on a back-to-back against the Knicks. The usage will be there. He's in play. LeBron James currently questionable. If LeBron James is in, I am interested against Giannis. His price has come down to 9,200. You just don't see LeBron that cheap very often. Certainly hasn't been that cheap over the last 10 games. So if LeBron does play, which I think he will, him and AD are questionable every day. I do like LeBron over Curry, I think, for the price. I think that Drew Holiday at 6'6", also kind of interesting. I know he hasn't shown as much ceiling or upside on this new role, but this is a marquee type game, right? Lakers Bucks. I can get behind it. Mike Conley didn't do so well. 28 minutes against New Orleans. The minutes have come down a little bit, and that's concerning. All right, it seems like Clarkson's kind of eating away at him a little bit. Clarkson did get 29 minutes and played well. His price has dropped to 6'1", despite a pretty good performance at 6'5". I can get behind that one. I think right now it's Clarkson over Conley the way we're seeing it. Schroeder been playing extremely well also. Could get behind this one, although I'm curious to see who Drew Holiday actually covers in this one. That's kind of a difference maker. In terms of Lonzo Ball, played 23 minutes. In terms of value, I got my eye on, and it's risky, but I got my eye on Emmanuel Quickley of the Knicks. I say it's risky. He got 15 minutes in his last game against Orlando, but he still took 10 shots. Prior to that, got 21 minutes against Boston, took 12 shots, went for 33 DraftKings points. He's kind of been a spark. I know he's coming off a bad game, but he's shown some upside. And I think he'll be low owned because of the uncertainty of how many minutes he'll actually get. But we do have Austin Rivers doubtful. Alec Burks is expected back, but hasn't played since December 27th. Maybe he's questionable. So I think they'll find ways for Quickly to get on the court. He doesn't need a ton of time if he's playing efficiently. RJ Barrett, another one to consider minutes-wise, played 38 minutes against Orlando. And that was on a back-to-back. So just food for thought here against Golden State. Talked about Clarkson. Eric Bledsoe, 5'3" is probably too low. He only played 24 minutes against Utah, did not play well. I understand that. But the price has come down to 5'3". So I think I'm cool with buying back in at that point. Joe Ingles only got 19 minutes, which could have something to do as to why Clarkson did well. He missed some time. Maybe he was limited. We know that ever since he'd been out, Clarkson had really taken off. So something to keep in mind. Reggie Bullock plays big minutes. Just doesn't have a ton of ceiling, but you know what you're going to get from him. We'll go over small forwards. Talked about LeBron. Ingram was a disaster, but his price has come down significantly. So I think I'll be willing to buy back in at 8,500, even though he was a straight disaster. And I'm curious to see what the rest of the field's going to do after how bad he was in that last game. Middleton's been awesome this year. hasn't he? His price has also come down for some strange reason in a marquee type game. Certainly tournament viable. I don't mind the Oubre and Wiggins and Kuzmas either on this slate. I really don't. Kyle Kuzma's been playing well. Hasn't even been getting the minutes, but he's been playing well. Taking a lot of shots when he's on the court. He's been active. Bogdanovich is only 5K. This is an interesting position. So far, I see a lot of things because of price that make me like this. 5K for Bogdanovich. 29 minutes in the last time these guys met. Went for 26. Was a couple threes away from hitting value. And he took 8 of them. Only made 3 of them. Couple threes away. Giannis, right? I mean, this seems like a pretty good situation. But you would expect Giannis to have a heavy workload here. You would expect him to ride Giannis. I certainly do. And at 10-5, you could argue it's too cheap. Foul trouble could be a thing. It's going to be aggressive. You got LeBron, who likes to flop. You got Anthony Davis, who can get hurt if he's sneezed on. So I think that Giannis is right now the top stud on the slate, from what I see. At least in optimal builds. Tournament's different story. Julius Randle, massive usage, massive minutes against Golden State. He should be matched up with Draymond a bunch. So you make that decision based on how you feel. I'll say this: Julius Randle's prices come down a little bit, and that's pretty cool. Zion did well. He's been pretty consistent with these 40 burgers. 40 burger ain't necessarily good enough at 7-7, but on a 3-game slate, maybe it could be. Speaking of Draymond Green, Golden State won in blowout fashion last night, so we didn't see him play a ton of minutes, but we have seen him play a ton of minutes in general. It was a back-to-back. I'd be surprised if he didn't play 30 minutes, and I think we do need to consider him once again. And again, if you're open to risk, Bobby Portis got 14 minutes against Brooklyn. Not going to cut it, but in 17 minutes against Dallas, he went for 24. 23 against Detroit, went for 21. 25 against Orlando, went for 28. He has the upside. He doesn't need a ton of minutes to hit it if he's efficient. Though that's a big if. Going to centers, I don't hate the idea of Mitch Robb. I think going back to Wiseman would be interesting. It's a back-to-back. I'm curious how they play with the young kid. They let him go out there in garbage time. I really like this kid, Wiseman. I do. The Knicks are bad against centers. We saw what Drummond was able to do to these guys. Now, Wiseman is no Drummond type, but I do think he's very talented, and I'm very curious to see how that goes. But the back-to-back makes me a little bit nervous in terms of how they're going to treat him. If he plays and he starts, I would assume he gets normal minutes, but we don't know. And then Montrezl, 5'2", seems a little bit too cheap. I know his minutes have been inconsistent, but we know he's a high-motor player. He's going to be involved. I think I could buy into that. I think I could. Mitch Robb, mediocre Mitch. But that's going to do it, Nation. Just real quick, as I mentioned, just 3 games. We'll be doing what we do. We've got the Laker game right out the gate. It's going to absorb a ton of ownership. We're going to find the New York nickname, Knicks Warriors, Utah, New Orleans at significantly lower ownership, I think, because they are later games and because everybody's going to want to stack the marquee game, Lakers, Milwaukee. So something to keep in mind. Again, WiseTake.com. Get a day pass, $2.50 all it costs. You'll get access to my core plays article. You get access to my projections that I use, FanDuel and DraftKings, and our pre-lock live stream, which we call the live stream. 45 minutes prior to lock, after we've done our research, we wait for some news, take you up to lock, and really kind of get into what our builds are looking like, what our exposures are looking like. Good time. You ask questions. Fun. And you can get it all for just $2.50. That's how much it costs for a day pass. Obviously, monthly memberships and all that shit, you'll get Slack and the cheaper way to go. But try us out. Hit the like button on your way out. We appreciate you. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.